Hey guys, so heading home now. Been a nice relaxing day at work, which Wednesdays always are because there's no lessons, no students, so nobody's requesting anything. I just get to generally get on with what I need to do. Yeah, as I said, very few, if virtually any interruptions. So the Wednesdays and the weekends are always the best working days. But I thought I'd take you guys along with me on the way home because it's supposed to rain tomorrow and I think Friday. So I thought, why pass up the opportunity to do a bit of filming? What I'm going to do, I'm going to take you guys to Brixton. I'm going to Croydon, but we're going to end up somewhere in Brixton because I really like Brixton. So it's so rare that I come along this stretch of the road by Russell Square and manage to get through those green lights. I'm like never close, or if they are green, I'm right at the other end, so there's no way for me to make it before the lights go amber and red. Today, on the way home, I've got a bit of an extra load. So I've been a bit lazy and I haven't taken my laundry home with me each day. So I've got a Primark tote bag of clothes that need washing. So what I do when I get to work, I always have a shower. They have 2 showers at work, which is really nice. And they're 2-person showers as well, both of them. So there's a lot of space in there. And after a ride in, I'm getting a bit sweaty, and even like the other day when it was raining, it's just nice to get all freshened up. Put the clothes on the radiator. I even have boots at work, which I rarely wear because often I'm wearing my own boots. So the other day my feet were soaked, socks, boots, everything. So I put the work boots on and put my boots on the radiator to dry. So by the end of the day, they were nice and toasty. So I might have mentioned this in a recent previous video, but I'm going to point out now I'm actually facing it. So if you see those gates just over there on the other side of the junction, if you've seen the Batman with Robert Pattinson, I was going to say Robert Pattinson, that tunnel, as I said in the previous video, it used to be for trams. Trams used to come over Waterloo Bridge, I believe, and go into a tunnel, and they used to come up here, and I believe there was even a station or 2 down there. But in the Batman, it's the scene where he's on his motorbike and he goes down that way to get to his Batcave. But I believe when they revealed the new Batmobile, they used it as an area to promote it and to promote the film. So they had the Batmobile down there. previous video I made was the 30-minute challenge heading to Postman's Park. And when was that? Well, I think it was around about midday. And the traffic was going way up the road. But what I've done, because I did overtime the other day, I did like 3 hours over my shift. I'm making that up, so I've left an hour early, so I guess that helps as well. And it's so nice leaving work when it's daylight. So it's something I really miss about the summer, at the point where it is daylight until, you know, 9, virtually like 9 p.m. So even when you're doing a late shift, you're still coming home and it's not pitch black. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be pitch black because there's street lights. You know, it's really dark and it's quite hard to see imperfections in the road until you've literally hit them. Did you know that this building straight ahead used to be somewhere where the BBC was located? So I know that they had, they started out, I believe they started out at Alexandra Palace. And I think Alexandra Palace is also where the first high definition broadcast was broadcast from. Obviously not high definition as we know it today. But I'll have to look into this one. But that blue, if you can see the blue plaque across the road, it says it has the BBC on the top. It says something about the BBC having been located there. Some of these people, they leave it so late to decide to cross the road and then they're crossing the road when it's green. And that road is like 3 lanes of traffic. It's not even like it's 1 lane where, you know, you could quickly dart across and get across. Usually what I would do is head through the graffiti tunnel, but today I'm gonna go on one of my variations of the route. So I'm just gonna keep going straight ahead. So I'm gonna go past this building at the end of the road, the BFI IMAX. Instead of turning right and going round it, I'm just gonna go straight ahead past Waterloo Station and head towards Elephant and Castle. And I think I might even go through Burgess Park. why I'm only taking you to Brixton is because I actually want to play music. So once I finish up making this video in Brixton, the music's going to come out. Did you know that that structure, that metal, black and silver metal one, I've always wondered what it was, and this year finally I thought, you know, we got Google, why not Google it? And it commemorates, it's a Faraday cage. It is, oh gosh, who is it again? I think it might be for Nikola Tesla. I probably got it wrong. I'll have to Google it again. I'll have to Google it again and tell you guys in the comments. I just realised that I'm way ahead of where usually you are in the box. So I couldn't actually see the lights, they were slightly behind me. So I guess that guy probably couldn't even hear that I was behind him. I mean, if you can even hear me, but he's probably like just blissfully unaware that there was anyone behind him. Heading onto the Walworth Road into Walworth, out of the Elephant and Castle area. was hoping I would have managed to caught up with that guy on the recumbent bike, but I mean there's just too many lights that stopped us to do that. I'm going to take this next left turning onto a road called East Street. Back in the day when I was a kid, my parents used to come here on a regular basis to the market. You can see here. We used to come here sometimes on the weekend, every now and again, and we used to go to another market in East London called Petticoat Lane. So I didn't think the market would still be, well, obviously it's not really on, they're packing up. I thought the road would be clear, otherwise I would have turned a bit earlier. I think it was my dad told me back in the day you used to be able to go to Easter. I think there was a factory just off of East Street where you could get sarsaparilla or sarsaparilla, so I think some people call it. So I think here they basically had a dispensary and you would go with your vessel and get filled up with sarsaparilla. I think that was it, or it was that you got hot sarsaparilla. I think it might be the hot sarsaparilla. And I can tell you that hot sarsaparilla is nice. I think it's nice anyway. Cold one is nice as well. And I believe sarsaparilla originated from the temperance movement as well. So if you don't know about the temperance movement, it was those that didn't believe in drinking alcohol, but they still wanted something that was a flavoursome drink. So I believe you had all these cordials that came out of the temperance movement that we now can thank them for. Sure what I'm going to do, I'm going to go left instead. And where it is, there's a tunnel that goes underneath this road. It connects up the two halves of Burgess Park. Okay, so the tunnel is to my right. Usually when I go near to East Street Market, or just East Street, I think I head further along before I turn off. So when I come to Burgess Park, I'm much further to the left of myself where I am now. Usually I would just keep going straight ahead, but I'm going to take one of these lefts because one of these entrances to the left, it takes you to a junction that heads to where I actually want to go. So you just go straight over the junction opposed to turning, having to turn right and contend with the traffic. Bag just brushed against that van, so it's not going to do any damage. It's fabric bag. But yeah, if I'd come out the usual entrance exit, I'd be to the right of where I am at this junction. Now I just get to go straight ahead. With this road, I used to go all the way to the end and turn left. Then I realised if I turn left at this next turning, where the Mercedes just turned into, and then I take the first right, it actually comes out the road that I turn onto, and where this Mercedes has turned, it heads into the road I actually want to go down. Something I like about going up this road is there's usually near the top on the right a Kubelwagen. Yeah, so this kind of khaki vehicle on the right was a German military vehicle from, I believe, the Second World War. If you watch these videos regularly, you know that I'm quite a fan of car design. So it's one of the nice things about cycling and commuting so far and just going on long distance rides, that you get to see vehicles that you might not really spot. So it was one time I was in the back streets heading towards Brixton, and I actually smelt it before I saw it. But there was a classic car. I think it might have been classed as classic opposed to vintage, because the owner said it wasn't actually old enough to be in the Sotheby's, the RM Sotheby's London to Brighton vintage rally. So it was a Bentley blower, but he'd taken it out to Goodwood. I think it was a revival, and so he was cleaning it up, but he was polishing all the metal on it, all the metal trim. I think it was probably like brass or something like that. So you could smell all of that before you actually got to it. Not too far now, not too far from Brixton town centre. With this route, one of the nice things is where you see this rainbow, we're going to turn right, and I think, yeah, Brixton Station Road. And yeah, there's some people, so it's open today. If you see the green facade of the arch, that's Brixton Brewery, their tap room. It's a really nice venue. Yeah, just this building on this arch on the left. They do a nice little bit of merchandise as well. Pint glasses, I think they got 2 designs. What have they got as well? Fisherman hats, I think they got baseball cap, some signs, I think there might be t-shirts. And then photography of the local area. back in the day, so actually another thing I'm going to say, this road straight ahead is Electric Avenue. And Electric Avenue was the first retail street or commercial street with electric lighting on it in Britain, at least. And some of you might know the famous song by Eddie Grant called Electric Avenue, and it was about that Electric Avenue. So I'm unfortunately going to love and leave you guys here on Atlantic Road. Sorry, actually, we're on Atlantic Road. Oh no, now we're on Railton Road. So yeah, I'm going to love and leave you guys. And if you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and please share my videos. Peace out.